friends, I'm Heidi with Heavenly Minded Home, and today I am going to take you guys along with me for a very realistic, absolutely doable pantry overhaul. So come and hang out with me. Let's tackle this mess of a pantry. Having a wonderful week. Now be sure to watch this video through to the end so that way you guys can see the grand reveal of this hot mess pantry we have going on here. So I thought this video would be fun. I know there are so many videos out there. Oh my gosh, there's no shortage of these amazing pantry overhauls. And I know for me, I totally get sucked into watching those too, and I love them. And then I go, oh my gosh, I so want to fix up our pantry. Like, our pantry is always a mess. I don't know what it is, but it just always is. And then I start thinking about the cool containers and labels and all of the stuff. And then I go, oh my gosh, I don't have $500 to spend on containers for my pantry that my kids probably won't use anyways. And then I give up and I do nothing, and my pantry continues to look like this. Like, let's just be honest, that's what happens. So I need to stop ignoring my poor pantry, and I need to get in here and get it tidied up and cleaned up and just make it, you know, not only cleaner, but easier to access the things that we need, get rid of stuff that's in there that's probably been in there for longer than I care to admit, and make it a pantry that serves our family a little bit better than what this hot mess situation is right now. Now, I will say for our family, we started doing the carnivore diet last year and have really loved it. Got a little more lax towards the end of last year and are kind of getting ourselves back on track now here. And so what's really great about carnivore is I don't really need to have a ton of stuff sitting in my pantry all the time. So we do use some stuff. We're kind of more in that ketovore area. Of course, you guys can check out this playlist up here if you're wondering what on earth I'm talking about in all of this. But there's a lot in here that I know we really don't need. Old stuff that's sitting in, stuff that maybe we've picked up that we just really don't need to be having in the house that I need to go ahead and get rid of. So all of that is what we are going to tackle here today. And to share with you guys, we live in an older house. It was built in the 70s. It has been a rental for far too long. It's hanging in there, okay? So we make the best with what we've got, and God always provides, and it'll all be good. So I'm talking very realistic here. I'm not talking nice new house. I'm not talking new construction. I'm not talking any of that, okay? We have an older house that needs some love. And so the few things that I have done in our pantry, which I believe I've done a video about before, so we will link it up here if I did indeed do a video, because now I'm kind of second guessing myself, but I think I did. But we did a couple things here to make our space, yes, a little bit prettier, but also a little more functional. So I wanted to share those with you guys here before we get into the realistic attack of this mess. The few things that I did do, this is our pantry space here. It is a nice big space. The dryer did used to be in here. We've actually moved that down into our basement, which is great because it gave us a lot more room here in the pantry. When we pulled all of that out, the things that we did are, I went ahead and cleaned up the space here really well. These doors were originally like those sliding pull-out doors, and so we did connect them to make them one open door to kind of open like this, instead of having those weird like bifold doors. We did do that. I also took, and in our space here, I painted everything, gave everything. You can change so much with just a fresh coat of white paint, you guys. It is my secret to making everything in this house work. But I did paint everything. We added a contact paper as a wallpaper all around the upper part of our pantry, which is great. It looks prettier. I went with kind of like a marbled look, and it's so easy to clean and wipe up. That's what I love so much about using contact paper is wallpaper, is it makes it really easy to clean, especially little kids and all the yucky little grimy things that happen. It's really nice to be able to wipe that up. So we contact wallpapered that. And then we did have wire shelves on here originally. I took off the wire shelves. I left the original like the support braces that our wire shelves were connected with. I left those, and then I just picked up plain wood from Lowe's that was already cut to the dimensions to make these shelves, and that is what's there on top of all of them. So I love having that now. The wood looks a little bit nicer. We just left it natural, but I really love that. And we don't have the wire racks with stuff falling through all the time and getting super gross. So got rid of the wire racks, put in the wood shelves, added that beautiful contact paper, gave everything a fresh coat of paint. And then down in the bottom where we didn't have shelves, I did pick up, you can see it right here, but I did pick up a wire shelf just from Walmart to have some extra storage down there as well. So those are the things that we kind of did to set up our pantry. They're simple things. It didn't take a lot of time, didn't take a lot of money, but it made the space prettier and much more efficient with the solid wood shelves and the additional shelving down on the bottom. So those were the little things that we did to help that. Let's tour this hot mess pantry. Ready? Alrighty guys, this is what we have going on. So like I said, the wooden shelves, these are just the original supports up there. I love this contact paper, and then my metal shelving, but we've kind of got a hot mess going on in here. So the top shelf is usually more of my, like, I don't want everybody getting into at all times. I do have some soup packets back there. I love Dollar Tree baskets. I try to collect these whenever I'm in Dollar Tree and can. It's kind of nice to have some baskets to help organize stuff, just in case anybody gets sick. My brother's living with us, and so up here is like his specialty things he gets for him that he doesn't want the kids getting into, like a gigantic bag of gummy bears. So we've got up there. Here we do have some rice and noodles, but we don't eat this stuff anymore, and this stuff has been up here for a long time, so I need to check all of that. Yes, this is a picture of Denny Hamlin in my pantry. This is so weird to have to explain, but it was an inside joke between my kids. They hid this in here at Lily's birthday, which was last November, and it's still here, and they think it's the funniest thing ever. So yes, we have a picture of Denny Hamlin in our pantry, just, you know, okay. So this is kind of just a mess. This is supposed to be like some canned goods and like things that I do need to cook with is what's supposed to be up here. So I really need to just go through all of this. And then down here, because we do the carnivore diet, we really don't keep much in our pantry. So usually I keep this. I do keep some bread on hand for the kids so that they can make sandwiches and things. We do use some tortillas, so they usually keep those down here. I try to make this anything that the kids need to access. They will make their own oatmeal, so I keep that down here. We do pancakes for special Sunday breakfast. I keep that down here. And then usually we try to keep this side open so that way the kids have a place that they can put their laptops and stuff that they use for school. So this is supposed to be clean and for laptops, and as you can see, it is clearly not. Down here, we usually try to keep this for drinks. We love sparkling waters. I have some electrolyte water. We have some leftover top ramen, and my husband stopped drinking soda, so we have those sitting there. Our son loves root beer. He has those. So it's kind of just a hodgepodge of mess. These are boxes of things that got packed up and I didn't have anywhere to put them, so they went in here. That's a bread maker I got from the thrift store a couple years ago and have only used a couple times, and it just kind of sits back here. My reusable grocery bags, vacuum, Lord knows what's in there. I honestly have no idea. So this is kind of our starting grid of just whatever on earth this is, besides just a ginormous mess with Denny Hamlin, you know, looking on. So as you can see, there's just, I mean, it's real life stuff, right? It's a mess. There's stuff. I try every week when I do like our menu planning and our grocery ordering, I try to keep every week when I get our groceries, I try to clean out the fridge and keep that organized and put together. And it's been one of those things where I've been focusing on trying to keep the fridge together. And so I usually let the kids just kind of deal with this. And so stuff just gets shoved in here. I really need to get in here because I don't cook with much of this because we do carnivore. So I just honestly don't access this very much. And then the couple times I do look in here, I want to scream because it looks like this and I can't find anything and there's just stuff everywhere. There's food spills everywhere. It's a mess. So this is how I pretty much tackle any project in our house. For me, the first step is to pull everything out. Absolutely everything comes out of here because it's really hard to tackle a space if you can't start with that kind of blank canvas. So I like to pull everything out, and then I like to be able to take the space and clean it really well. So cobwebs up on the top, wipe down the walls, wipe down the shelves, vacuum the floors, just make sure everything is nice and clean so that when I go to put stuff back, I've got this great clean space to work with. So clean it all out, I clean it all up, and then everything that I've out, I'm probably just gonna put it here on the dining room table. Then I can sit there and I can go through stuff. I can categorize things, right? Are they canned goods? Are they things I need for cooking? Are they baking supplies? Are they things the kids need access to? Is it my brother's, 10 pounds of gummy bears that needs to be up on the top shelf? I can go through things and I can break them up into groups and categorize them based off of how we're going to use it. That's how I like to categorize stuff when it comes to the kitchen. I like to have things in the fridge and in the pantry based off of grouped into what I'm using it for. Is this for a dinner? Is this for baking? Is this for snacks? Is this for whatever it is? Break it up by how it's used. And then when it comes time to put everything back in here, I can put it in a system in an order that will work for us when we're needing it. That's why I said the bottom shelf is usually kid stuff, foods that they need to access. Our youngest is 5, so even she can reach that shelf and get the things that she needs. The middle shelf I usually do for me, for baking stuff, things that I'm gonna need for cooking dinner. Different ingredients I might use for different things. I can put those on the middle shelf. And the things up on the top are the things that we need to access rarely, or the things that I want to make sure my kids cannot easily be getting into, like again, the bag of gummy bears. So that's how I usually categorize those things. We like keeping the drinks down low just because they are so heavy. Having them down there on the metal shelves works out a lot better. And I need to figure out what to do with all of this just in general. So that's how I like to tackle this. Let's go ahead and get started. Don't tell my brother, but I'm totally stealing some. Again, only takes a few minutes. Normally if the kids were inside, I'd have them help me even clear everything out. That's usually their job, but it's beautiful outside, and so they're outside playing. I don't want to bug them, but everything's pulled out. It's on the table. Without even sorting anything yet, I already can tell a few things. One, I'm embarrassed at how much food has been wasted. Oh my gosh. Two, it's a result of my poor job at menu planning. When I am diligent to sit down, make a menu plan, shop off of that menu plan, and then cook off of that menu plan, we have like hardly any food waste whatsoever. The problem is when I'm not diligent to be on top of having a menu plan, we kind of just get whatever we're thinking of or what I think we need or maybe sounds good, and then we never actually get to it. And then you end up with a ton of stuff in here. I did not realize there was this much stuff. There is a lot. Didn't seem like it was that bad till it was all on my table. Now it's pretty bad. The third or fourth, I don't know what number I'm on. The next thing I noticed that I really need to do a better job at knowing the inventory of our pantry. I noticed multiple things that I had heard a kid say, hey, we're out of this or we're out of that. And so I bought more of it. And there were brand new packages that have not been opened. Like, I just bought our kids pancake mix this past week because they said we needed more for our special Sunday pancake breakfast. We have like multiple things of pancake mix in here. I didn't check for myself. I just said, okay, whatever. And I added it to the list and there was already some here. I also noticed things like there were a lot of things that were already in here that I had bought previously, thinking that I was gonna cook that meal or make that whatever. And then when I have been trying to get back on the plan of menu planning, I didn't come and actually go through my pantry and check it because again, it was a hot mess and I just didn't want to deal with it. And I was like, yeah, whatever, I just got what we needed. I found lots of duplicates in here, lots and lots of duplicates and not in a good way. So initial thoughts here are, oh my gosh, imagine that. If we keep our spaces orderly and minimal and easy to access, it is amazing how much we don't have to be wasting, be it money or food or time, effort, whatever, to just keep our spaces back to ready, like I always say, versus letting them get out of control before actually tackling them. So whatever, today's a new day. It is what it is. I'm gonna make it right now. I'm gonna get some cleaning stuff, come in here and give this from ceiling to floor a good scrub. Is at least super duper clean. I wiped everything down from the ceiling down to the floor. Yes, Denny Hamlin is still in our pantry. Anyways, I wiped everything down, scrubbed the wood really well, got everything nice and clean, cleaned the doors, and then vacuumed out and mopped the bottom, which was just disgusting. Oh my gosh, there was like old cereal, chips, like all kinds of stuff down there. So anyways, it is super duper clean now. Everything smells delicious. And we are going to go ahead now and turn this direction and deal with the monstrosity that is all the stuff that came from the mess of the pantry. So let's get on to this now. Okay, so all of this here is honestly just a raging disaster. I mean, things like this, these are just cereal containers. We're not big cereal people. Most of it is just pure sugar. I have a couple that I am okay with. Look at, there's dust in the bottom. That's it. Like, that's all that's here. This is the one you guys don't like, right? I bought them a hot cocoa and I just got the Walmart brand, and I think this is the one you didn't like.
No, that's the one we have now. Okay. We threw away the one we didn't like. That was the one.
No, I found this in the bottom. Like.
Oh, is there another container?
Yeah, there's multiples. So we've got that. I found
the Walmart brand is the first one.
Is empty. This literally has like a little dribble of
Wait, that's
oat
enough.
left
I can
in
make myself humble.
Okay.
Keep it
We have mini things of pancakes.
Oh wait,
So
we need to take away the 100 jack.
Yeah, we got pancakes for days. I did also find, this one is my fault. Birch Benders make the best pancakes in the whole wide world. I used to shop at Target every single week, and we live out in the boonies and we never go. The closest Target to us is like 45 minutes away, never go there. Well, we were in California last year, I went into Target and I bought myself Birch Benders pancake mix and brought it home with me. But then this is what's wrong with me, is I don't want to run out of it, so then I hardly ever make it because I know I won't be going to Target. I know, and I know I won't be going to Target anytime soon to get more Birch Benders pancakes, but these are the absolute best pancakes. So anyways, I found all of these. I found many things like sauces and ketchups that I keep thinking we don't have, or I just don't think about it when I'm doing our grocery order, or they've gotten shoved to the back and nobody knows they're there. So I have like oodles and oodles of the same types. There's a ton of spilt popcorn, empty boxes of stuff, many canned goods that I just keep buying over and over and over again because I don't think we have. Same thing here, and there's, I think, a little bit of stale popcorn left in this. Want to eat that? There you go. Lots and lots of ketchup. I've got tons of that. Here's more cocoa mix. What else did I find that was kind of funny? Going through all these things, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Apparently I've been on an A1 kick. Things that I think we're out of, so I keep buying and I don't actually go and look to see if we have. So we have plenty of A1. Oh, I remember that during the fall I needed to make some pumpkin stuff. We do some pumpkin cheesecake stuff and whatever. Anyways, and I kept stocking up on pumpkins and then putting it in the pantry and forgetting that I already had some. So I have enough pumpkin to make anything our hearts could possibly desire. And peanut butter. I also found many, many containers of peanut butter. Most of them only have a tiny bit left of them. Nonetheless, they're left in our pantry. So I have got...
Wait, we have a lot of peanut butter?
Oh yeah, we've got peanut butter. There's another one. Ooh, I just dropped stuff. Anyways, we have lots and lots of peanut butter. So anyways, do you mind picking that up for me, sweetheart? Because I totally dropped it. So now that I see what a mess all of this is, I am going to start sorting through this. So sorting through this, I'm going to start to separate stuff based off of how we would use it. So are these canned goods? Are these sauces, right? The ingredients that I would use in making something. Are they kids things or snacks or whatever? I'm gonna start separating things out to what type of category. Yeah, we'll get snacks for hiking. What kind of category they would fit in for our home. And then as I start to separate things out, things that are brand new, still in package, never opened, not past their expiration date, I can put in a pile. If they're things that we do not eat, we do not need to have, I can put those in a pile. If you look around in your local area, I found a lot of our thrift stores and churches work through this, where you can donate good unopened food to people that could need it. So I know for us, there are some of these things here that we are trying to do a much better job with healthy eating, and we don't need to have these things. They're new, they're unopened, they are well within their expiration date. I can go ahead and donate those. There's also a lot of stuff like empty containers with crumbs and another empty box and pretty much empty. There's some stuff in here that I know is probably past its expiration date, or stuff that has been opened and then just left in here unopened, and so it's stale and gross and nasty. That stuff can go and either get thrown away or fed to our chickens. So separate things into categories as it fits your family. Figure out what stuff is stuff that you're not going to eat, you don't need to have. Can it be donated, or does it need to be disposed of? And then once I have my categories, I got a little bit of organization here, then we can start getting stuff put back into the pantry. So that's our next step. Let's go. You guys, I picked up this basket that was sitting on the floor. This is usually our s'mores basket during the summer. We do bonfires and s'mores a lot. Go, what on earth is in this? You're not gonna believe it. They are the most amazing flavored pretzels. You can only get these at a certain grocery store in California, but Gelson's dill pickle pretzels are the best thing in the whole wide world. So we have some of those left from our trip to Calabasas, and not one, but 2 additional containers of peanut butter. So our peanut butter count is now up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 containers of peanut butter in our house. So anyways, and of course, a lone smush box of mac and cheese. But that's what was in this basket. Menu planning, organization, simplicity, this is why these things are important, because when you're lazy and you don't do them, not only do you spend more money, but you end up in situations like this. Come look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ketchups. This one we just opened this morning, 5 ketchups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jars of pumpkin. 1, 2, 3, 4 bottles of A1 sauce, obviously. 3 hot cocoa mixes, the large ones. 1, 2, 3, 4 still not expired pancake mixes. A couple were expired, so technically there were more than that. We've got a couple oatmeals, not too bad. A few protein shake mixes because I keep buying them and not realizing that we already have some. But the best one out of all of this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 large containers of peanut butter, most of which are not even opened. So this is what happens when you're lazy and you don't keep up on your food inventory and you don't menu plan and you just buy the things that you think your family needs, and then, you know, you can make towers of pumpkin cans. My husband even just added, there's the Pedialyte we always forget about when we get sick. Yep, that's the one. So I've separated this out. I'm going to go through, half of these are opened. I think I could combine these. So anyways, I'm gonna go through and do that. I have a whole pile here on this chair of food that is still good, never opened. We're not gonna eat it, can be donated. So I've got that set up to go with the next thrift store run, so that stuff can get donated. The trash can here is literally packed to the brim of stuff that was past expiration date or was just opened and left open in here this whole time and now is disgusting. And then I have a pile of stuff that our chickens will absolutely love, they'll be super happy about. So I've got things to give to them, but at least now it is all organized and can start to make its way back up here. My husband is now ever so lovingly listing the things that we do not need to purchase anytime soon, like peanut butter, ketchup, pumpkin, beans, A1, jalapeno slices. Yeah, there's a few things that I don't think we're gonna need to buy. The next thing I have here that I will share with you guys that I love so much is whenever I go to Dollar Tree, I try to stock up on baskets. Sometimes they have really good baskets. Sometimes they're not so great, but sometimes they have great baskets. So when they do, I try to go ahead and buy a bunch. Now, if you want to be super fancy about it, you could always take them and spray paint them with the spray paint made for plastic. So that way you can have everything at least looking all the same. I do that sometimes, but that day is not today. So I have a stack of baskets here that had been organizational tools at one point before they just got rolled into whatever they became, like trash holders. So I'm gonna go ahead and give everything a quick wash in the sink. Like this one that I like to do, I oftentimes will take baskets and put the kids' names on them. So that way on their shelf, they can have one that I can put some snacks into. So they kind of has their designated spot to keep their stuff. And once you eat your snacks, you're done type of a thing. So I do that with them quite a bit. I also use baskets for smaller items in the pantry. Instead of them ending up like falling all over and getting, you know, behind bigger things and things like that, I will group the smaller items in a basket so that way they stay together, they're not getting lost, and they're just quick and easy access for me when I'm cooking and needing them. So these are all the baskets we had in there. They're just very gross. So I'm going to wash them all real quick, and then I can separate and we can finally put this pantry back together. Done. I now have a pantry that may not be the fanciest, coolest thing you've ever seen on the internet, but it is clean, it's tidy, it's simple. I know what's in there. I have it organized. So now when I go to meal plan or to be cooking dinner or making something, I know exactly what's in here. I also know that I do not need to be buying peanut butter, ketchup, A1, or hot cocoa anytime in the near future. Also, no pumpkin puree. Those things, I'm good to go on. So I went ahead, I got everything in there. I have excess up on the top shelf. I have it pulled close enough to the front that I can see it. I could not open that and miss that. I know it's there and I can now easily access it. I also have my brother's stuff on the top shelf so it's out of the way and the kids aren't getting into his gummy bears any more than they already did while I was cleaning. And his stuff, I just put it in a box so it's easy for him to get to his different things that are up there. And then the Pedialyte that we keep forgetting we have, like when our family had the flu a few weeks ago, I pulled that closer to the front, so maybe next time, maybe I'll remember. Then on the second shelf, I have all of my canned goods and cooking sauces and oils, things of that nature, all pulled together right there, easy to access. I have the A1s combined, so we have 3 bottles and not 4, and at least all put together and right there so I can see not only do we have the A1 that my family loves when we make our London broil, but there's plenty and I don't need to buy any anytime soon. Then the other things that are here on the shelf would be things to go along with dinners that I'm making. So we do have a couple cornbreads that we do periodically, trying to, you know, keep ourselves very ketovore, but we get a little lax sometimes. So I do have some cornbread mix. We have a few pasta sauces. A lot of our sauces I like to make homemade, but then there's those days when you just don't have time for that. And so I like to keep a couple on hand for when we need that. I've got some beef broth. All of the chicken broth I had needed to be replaced. So I'm just gonna have to get new of that. I have plenty of pumpkin puree and some chia seeds that I like to mix in with my smoothies that I make. And so then on our bottom shelf, I have the things that the kids can access most easily. So this copper bowl here has their taco shells, and I usually keep a loaf of bread in there. So if they want to make a little sandwich, they can. That's there in that bowl. The ketchup is right there, easy to access. Olivia, our 5-year-old, keeps ketchup she puts it on everything that she eats. So she's got that she can easily get to. I also left a spot open here so the girls have a place to put their laptops when they are done using them. The pantry might be kind of an awkward place to keep that, but it works well for us. Our dining room table is right here. This is where we do our school and where they sit down, they use them. So it's nice that they have a spot right here. I did put a basket in there so they can keep their chargers nice and neat and together. And then it's always backwards. And then I've got the open peanut butters and oatmeal and pancake stuff that they access on the Norm. So all of that is right there and easy for them to get to. Then on the bottom shelf there, I put this metal rack back in there. It does have our protein mixes. My husband does protein shakes some mornings when I'm not making breakfast. So I have those down there that I can get to. And then I went ahead and put the kids' snack baskets down there on that metal shelf. So they each have a basket with their name just written on it with a Sharpie. It's nothing fancy. They don't even all match. So I have those down there. So next time I do some menu planning, maybe I'll go ahead and order some things that I can group up. It's nice to have some quick snacks that before they're getting on a co-op call or something, they can grab a little something to munch on. And then on the bottom of that there is where we stack our sparkling waters so we can, you know, keep one case in the fridge and then just grab and refill as we need to. So ta-da! Everything looks so much better. It's amazing how much room there is in there now. The boxes that were in there, I got them pulled out. They need to go get taken care of. I decided that the bread maker is just going to go back to the thrift store. I was so excited when I found it, but the truth is I just don't use it enough for it to be worth the space that it's taking up. And if I ever need one, you know, they are a dime a dozen at thrift stores. I will just get a new one. So I have lots of food that was still in good condition that I will take and donate to one of our local shelters, so that way it can go and be a blessing to someone else versus just collecting dust in our pantry. And then I've got a few things that we'll go ahead and dump out to the chickens. They are going to get a wonderful little treat today with some of the old tortillas and that little bit of oatmeal and things that I found in there. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope this maybe can be an encouragement to you to get in there, make your pantry something that can be tidy, nice to look at, even if it's not as fancy as some of the ones that we see online. But if you guys are looking for any other inspiration when it comes to how I tackle cleaning my home and keeping up with things in a simple way, you can watch this video right here, and be sure to hit that subscribe button before you all leave. We have a vlog out every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, friends.